Hi, it's Finnabair here and welcome to my studio. I want to show you a junk journal page I made using one of the stencils I made for Prima Marketing called Secret Letters. First of all, I measured my pages in the junk journal and I found two pieces of paper that will be slightly smaller than the pages. They are from 7 Studio Collection Dreamscapes. I cut them to the right size and of course I stick them to the background with the washi tape so they're not going to move when I put the stencil on the top. Next, I want to use icing paste in two colors. One it is pearl white and the second one is delicate gold. This way I will make transition of the colors on the top of my pages. I stick my stencil to the background the same way as I did with the paper to make sure it's not moving at all, and I start with the golden icing paste. This is beautiful shimmering product that works even with the most fine stencils. Then I change the color to white pearl and I make a soft transition between gold and pearl. This is going to give me really nice ombre effect. Both of the products are acrylic based and of course you can clean your tools with water when they are still wet. I repeat the same thing on the other side of my journal. So I clean the stencil and I repeat the whole process with two colors of the icing paste. Again, I secure my stencil just in case if it would like to move when I'm working with two colors. Using washi tape is a really good hack. I repeat the colors in a mirror image of the previous page. So the gold will be closer to the middle of my spread and the white pearl is going to be on the outside of the spread. After removing the stencil, the effect is just stunning and after drying, it looks so beautiful. I dry everything with my heat gun to make sure it's permanent and then I can start working on the layers to create my junk journal page. I go through my stash and I find different scraps of papers and lace, possibly vintage, and I arrange them this way. They're going to work as a beautiful backdrop for my vintage photo. For gluing, I use a 3D gloss gel to make sure everything will stay in place, and I work with different scraps on both pieces of the spread. So when I make a little bit of a composition on the right side, I continue with similar delicate composition on the left side. This way my junk journal will be nicely in balance. I keep going using my 3D gel as a glue. It's really efficient and easy and I can stick basically anything I want using this just one adhesive. I add more lace and some staples to secure my elements and the composition is slowly growing. As an extra touch, I take a little bit of the cotton trim and I make little tags which are going to be under the photo. They look like little loops and I think they're quite cute. I place them in the right position and stick them with a bit of the heavy body gel, and finally I secure them with the staple. This way they're not going anywhere for sure. I continue with lace and more of the cotton details, just to add this beautiful fabric layering to my junk journal page. It's a lovely combination of the papers and fabrics creating that look, and my background looks so shiny and fun. I take a short break from gluing and I take my old machine out. I add the stitching all the way around the pages and a little bit through my papers and fabrics as well. It's black thread, so it's very visible. I bring more of the elements I would like to include in the page. I've got some leaves and flowers. There's a butterfly ephemera. All of them are going to work close to the photo to focus the attention on the image. I continue using my 3D gloss gel for gluing down the elements. I cut some of the bigger ones to match the size, and I add the layers under the photo. For extra fluffiness and vintage look, I add a bit of the white thread, and for the grunginess, I add a metal detail. This is a part of the old watch. I found a beautiful bunch of mini tags in my stash, so I want to include them as well. I make the threads a little bit shorter and I stick them under main layers of my composition on the right side. Next, I take red thread and I make a couple of layers of the loose thread around the photo, and I secure it with the staples. That is going to attract quite a lot of attention on the bottom of the composition, so I think it's a nice touch. Before sticking the photo, I add the color. I mix a bit of my tea stain taken straight from the mug with a tiny bit of the Alchemy liquid Acrylics paint. This is burnt sienna, which is a very nice warm shade of brown. I use my brush and my tea stain to add the color to all of the layers. It's just the look of the old paper, and I absolutely love to see it on the lace and all on my paper scraps. Next, I would like to include a little bit more of color, so I take Prima Watercolour Paints, and just making them wet, I include a bit of the red in the composition as well. This is going to correspond nicely with the red thread on the photo. I use quite a lot of water to make my red paint float, and using a small brush, I try to add the color in the more or less balanced way on the right and on the left side of the composition. You can see how the icing paste I used with my stencil is resisting to the paint, so it's always going to be visible no matter what kind of watercolor paint or transparent paint you're going to use on it. It's a really nice touch to use this kind of product together with your colored products. I dry everything completely with my heat gun, and I can stick the last elements in. And that would be my findings from the studio, for example, metal clasps, and of course the last embellishments, for example, paper butterfly. To make sure my photo is going to be nice and flat, I put a piece of chipboard on the other side of it, so it is more like a cabinet card now. Then I stick it in the right position using my 3D gel, and I work on the final details. Once the paper butterfly is in, I add a bit of the old pearl pins, and they add nice feminine touch to the whole project. I think it works really well in the junk journal, and I love adding pins to my dimensional collage. So I think this is just matching. Now I stick my pages on the top of the pages in the junk journal. I use double-sided tape, and this way it's going to just sit nicely in the right position. I really think the floral stencils work just wonderful with the grungy elements because it is breaking the whole composition a little bit. I really hope you're going to try these techniques and you got a bit inspired. Thank you so much for watching, and I wish you a wonderful creative time. If you need more inspiration though, don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel and to check my other channel, Finnabair Art Files. Check my Instagram, check my TikTok and my threads, everything. We have so many projects waiting for you.